Oh, before I begin and before I continue, I do want to give a shout out to Ian on Untap. I know you gave me your deck profile. I kind of lost it, so let me know if you can send it to me again. This is very much inspired by it. He does have a Super Saiyan 3 version of this, and I'm more than happy to put this up. So, or at least to credit you, and as well as put it on here or for the next deck profile, because I will be doing Kale after this. So let me know if you're watching. All right, so before I get into this, I'm going to say this right now, that Kaba may be seeing an errata pretty soon. I don't know. Maybe it's not as bad as I think. I think these low cost sort of battle cards aren't too bad, and they can be cleared out pretty quickly in like within a couple turns. But the way that it's played is just simply kind of dumb. And I only say that because it's just I don't know. What I will say is that I will go through this. I will go through this deck profile, and I will actually cut to an untap battle that I did using this deck. And this is the only way you can do this right now, because untap does have all the cards and does have all the scans for them, so you can actually read and see exactly, you know, what the hell they do until the Tournament of Power does come out. So here's the thing. So if you didn't know, the new draft leader, Caulifla, is a red leader, right? And a lot of people are calling her the replacement Pan, because what happens is that you choose one card from your life and then choose this card and every other card. So this does get to 1500 on the first turn if need be, and draw a card. And then everything that's on the field that's non-black gets to get 5000. And that's pretty important. This also is 2 cards to draw, not awaken, just like the Kale. And you will see in the untapped video that, or the cut, whatever you want to call it, the segment, that I am playing Kale, because that is the deck build that I'm building for Kale, but it has sort of the same engine. So this is dumb. So Trunks, Bridge to the Future. So start with that. Let's take a look at the Awakened side, because I think the Awakened side is the exact same, but here she is. Yeah, exact same. So add 5000, you draw for 1, and it gets 20,000 instead. So pretty cool. Let's go back. Come on, Shenron's lair. All right. So Bridge to the Future, very staple as far as a veggies deck. The only thing that you will not find in or you might whiff on is maybe the super combo and maybe ToP. Everything else except for the counter, that's pretty much it. And you notice that I only run what, 7 extra cards. You'll see why. So if you play this, you look at the top 2, you choose one Saiyan and you add it to your hand, and you place the rest of the drop area. You don't really want everything in the drop area. Yeah, you really don't want anything in the drop area. You can just choose one on the top, and most of the time you'll find one of these. Like there's a low chance, unless you shuffle really weirdly, that you won't. The veggies package is here, and I'm pretty close to taking out this Kale, but because every one of these requires 2 green energy, you kind of need more green, and I only have 20 green in here, and this can operate only on red. But because of Kaba, that is the only reason why I'm running the veggies package here, the old veggies package anyway. And so okay, so a quick recap, right, is that if this is in the battle area, you decrease the energy costs of Caulifla and Kale in your hand by 1, and specified green cost. So let's take a step back to understand that. It says specified green cost. That's really directing to these 2 guys, right? To these 2 ladies. So this is a 1-drop. This is a 3-drop, and you have 3 of them. It's a 1-drop because it takes away those 2, right? It's the same thing for these, just without the red. So this becomes a 2-drop. This becomes nothing, so we can't reduce that. This becomes a 1-drop. This becomes a 2-drop with 2 Kabas, and so on and so forth, right? So Now, what about this other side? So when you play this card, you look at the top 10 from your deck and choose up to 1 Caulifla or Kale. Add it to your hand. If this was a Caulifla, you play it. So the issue with this, is that yeah, you can search for these guys. You can get a free blocker. That's tight and all. But this is 10 cards. I can't even count. 7, 11, 15, 16, 20 targets. Almost half the deck. A good third of the deck. I mean, that's wild. That is wild. And because it does not specify a 3 or less or 2 or less or kind of cost, you can play this 4th drop Caulifla that I'm going to get into for free. It's a 20k Caulifla for free. Oh boy. Okay, and let's kind of move on, right? So if you play this Caulifla, you should know by now. If you've been following other deck profiles or my videos, I usually don't put the veggie package. I kind of stray away from that because it's so expensive. It's like $100 and something, and it's gonna only get more expensive. If you haven't picked up a Cabas, please pick them up because they're just gonna go up after tournament power. I'm gonna let you know right there. But the Cauliflas, unless Bandai does something about this or clarifies the ruling. Anyway, the Cauliflas, you take 1 life when you play it, and then it helps with the KO, so that way you don't have to KO anything, and anything in the drop area can't be placed in from your own skills. So that would help if like if you had a Broly or something like that. But yeah, and then the Sun Goten following from the Injustice. That's only there for kind of controlling the field a little bit more. This deck really doesn't have anything as far as like KO power or board clearance or board presence, or it does have board presence, but it doesn't have board clearance other than Kale and as well as this card. So this one is good because now you have for 1 energy 5,000, and as well as you get the KO something that's 3 or less. And nowadays, especially with the Cabas and everything else like that, if you're going against another veggies, this is very important. You can put this to 3, so that way you have more green in here. Maybe reduce, I don't know, reduce the 2 Kales, 1 of the Kales here. But yeah, it's pretty simple. So this is Kale crits. You get the draw after with 5 or less in your hand, which most of the time you won't with this deck, but it's good to have it so that way you have a target for Kaba, and as well as if you really need it, and as well as for green energy. You might be using this for green energy on a situational basis, just letting you know. And when you do play this card, you KO it, and if you have Caulifla on here, you don't have to. But if you since you have these blockers, which I'll go into pretty soon, you can just use the blocker. That's a free blocker right there. Come on, it's easy to use. Gotenks is in there for energy and as well as energy manipulation. When you do play them with 5, you get to untap 2, and then draw a card with the double striker. 25,000. This is a slept on card. More people are playing it, at least in my locals and as well as on untap. But it's good. It's good. just trust me on that one. It's good. And by the way, if you are gonna untap 2 and you have a Kaba in here, you're gonna play the Kaba. Let's be real here. But yeah. Unending Awakening. This is a ghetto Sensu Bean, and negate the attack. Choose 1 of your red leaders, which you do have, who's a Saiyan, and then gains 5,000 for the turn. So the reason why I have this, and the reason why I run 3, not 4. You can easily run 4. I usually don't, but I want to focus on making sure to open up the board and start doing these combos soon, rather than having these extra cards in here, and keeping the deck open to be searched. And for the Kaba, for this card, and so on and so forth. So yeah, Kale. So this is a good card, a very good 2-drop. When you attack, if you have another Universe 6, which you do have a free blocker, this is why it's here. Many reasons. You draw 1 card, and then you gain 5,000. So this is a 15,000 already off the bat, 2-drop, and then you attack. That's a easy life take. That's very easy. Most of the time people will attack it, but I mean, if they're gonna waste their turn on that, then hey, that's them. That one's Kale. So if Caulifla is in your battlefield or area, which it will be forever, your leader area, you can play without the cost. So 4 of these bad boys to help Kale, to help her, to help who else? I don't know. There you go. Straight from the mouth. I'm no expert, but it does help overall, and you have a free blocker, so in case you do you go against apes or Vegito or something like that, you can just use her and she will be your blocker. This is the new super combo, which is the 5 or less, and you get the draw a card 10k boost, and that's really good. It's really good, especially with this leader, since you get to choose when you do awaken. You get the draw, and then of course you're gonna be at 5, so come on, that's just good. And the reason why this is good too is that since they get this 5,000, and let's say if you have some of these other cards, like if you have a Kale or something like that, you can easily use it at 5, so it's just useful. It's just straight up useful. Now this is sister attack Caulifla. This is only 3, but because of the Kaba, you want more targets, and it's a free target, so until further notice anyway. You get to choose 1 life and add it to your hand. This gains 5,000 and double strike. So if you take this gets 25,000 and double strike. Come on, this is just stupid. And, I only have 3 because she self awakens, and again, I still want them. I want this as a target. So so both of these can awaken you. This can awaken you. Yeah, these might need a little bit of work when it comes to that, but again, these are targets for Kaba. This is the whole reason why this deck is the way it is so Kaba can summon these guys or these girls. This is a pickable Super Saiyan Kaba. I might drop these, I might not. It's a very situational card. I might drop it to 2, might drop it all together, but this can attack cards in active mode. It is a target for her, in which you can choose 1 Universe 6 for 1,500 or less and play it, and then shuffle. But they cannot counter, and he can attack in active mode. They can attack things in active mode. And then if your card is a red Saiyan, this gains 5,000 for the duration of the turn. Very good in a pan deck, obviously, because this is a 5,000 3-drop, and you can add 5,000 now as a 25,000 attacker. Just ridiculous. And it can't counter against it, so you have to combo out. They have to waste cards, or else they have to take it. Good finisher, low key. So Fearless Pan, hello, Fearless Pan. So let's see. So I was gonna drop Topo for and Topo, and maybe reduce him for the 1-drop Cauliflas, and the reason for that is so you can have those 1-drops and keep playing them over and over again. Have Fearless Pan, take 1 from life, and then now you have 20,000 double strikers on the field, and most likely 4 or 5 of them. And Fearless Pan is a blocker barrier. You already know the drill. It doesn't get summoned from her, but it is pretty useful. I was thinking about putting in Chain Attack Trunks, but I was because there's a lot of targets for that, but I was like, I don't really want to clog it up and take away from the theme of this deck. So yeah, there you go. Fearless Pan, double striker, 5,000 for all other red cards, including the leader. And this gives 5,000 for everything. Okay, all right, let's move on. So this is why this is kind of broken. So this searches the first top 10, and because you put 8 in your life, you only have about 37 cards in the deck. And if you're running 4, the chances for this on turn 1 or turn 2 or turn 3 to summon this, and when you play it, you search a top 7, not 3, because I thought it was 3. It is 7 for another 15,000. So him, her, or her, I guess. Universe 6, and that is just dumb. It's just dumb. I can't explain it. You can always evolve it for 3, but most of the time you're going to be using Kaba for that. So if you're a yellow deck or a Frieza deck or Ginyu deck or whatever, bloodlust these, man. Bloodlust something, okay? Bloodlust something, because it's just gonna start a whole trend. Topo is there for another counter. So you got a 20,000 body who can restand. Come on, that's just easy. Topo is just there. Now let me go ahead and kind of cut to the Kale deck that I was working on, which does have this sort of theme and engine going on, just with hand destruction and sort of a little bit different as far as the structure. Okay, so here is kind of a situation that the guy had to go, but my computer froze and I had to restart. I had to go jump right back in. This is the reason why this new engine is sort of broken, and there's a reason. There's a couple of reasons why. One, I have 3 super combos that I can use at 5 less life, but it's neither here nor there. What happened last round is that he KO'd my Kaba, and I was like, you know what? Would you be mad? Would you be mad? Would you be mad? What if I told you I had another Kaba? Which I did. I summoned him, got the Kale or the Caulifla, and took 1 life to get down to 4. And now I can awaken and untap 2. And guess what I'm gonna do? I'm gonna go ahead and awaken. And of course, if you forget for her, if Caulifla is on the field, you don't have to drop any cards, but they do, and you get to draw a card. Much better because she can actually attack battle cards. But more on that later. So the thing is about this is that you do untap 2, which some people don't like, but I personally don't really mind it. If you build the deck around what you need to do, or around that, it's not going to be an issue. So what I'm going to do is use the other Kaba, and you have a couple other options. And before I kind of go into more, this Caulifla, if you do find her, it does not specify as far as which kind of Caulifla. It just says if you choose a Caulifla, you can summon it, and this 4-drop Caulifla is a Caulifla that you can summon. Which if you attack, or if you play it, you choose the top 7 and you play with the 15,000 or less. Just stupid. So I use that to summon this other Caulifla. So what I'm gonna do is do the same thing. I'm stupid. And the top 10, which has a huge range, by the way. I do have Miss Vanos in here, but look at that. Oh my god. Look at this again. 4-drop that searches top 7 for another for another 6. So again, we do it again. So this one's, you can't do it, but this one you can, because it is universe 6. Now you have, what did I just do? I just warped him. Now you have all of these creatures on the field, and it's just stupid. Oh, guess what? I get to attack. You discard 1. I get to summon. You discard another and have another 15 beater, because he only takes 3. And now you have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. 9 goddamn battle cards on the field. So imagine this again. This is for the deck profile for Caulifla, the new one. Taking 1 life, adding 5,000 to everybody but the Mira, and then just going off because they have to combo out. There's no option. Absolutely no option. I have 3 super combos, by the way, and then a few other cards and a counter. It's stupid. This is just dumb. Like, I don't know if they thought this through. Just like with Mecha Friesen, I come on now. Come on. Either way, I hope you enjoyed. I hope you enjoyed that sort of demonstration. I hope you enjoy the deck profile. I hope you understand where this game may be going and how underrated this sort of engine and these new cards are. And if you have your own thoughts about this, let me know. If you like my background matte here, let me know. I still gotta make some sleeves for this deck actually. And if you want to play me, I'm on tap most of the time, a few times a week, mostly. And subscribe if you're new, of course. Like the video, comment. I'll see you in the next one. Later.